Hi everyone, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and this is Pandante. Now I don't review games on my series, but I feel confident in saying that this is the best panda-based gambling game. Because it is the only panda-based gambling game that exists, or will exist, if it gets successfully backed on Kickstarter once it launches. Now I've had a chance to play with this a little bit, so I thought I would show you guys a full round, also known as a gambit, to help you make a decision whether or not this might be a game that you want to back. Now what you see here, the boards and the cards, this is pretty much a near final version of what comes in the basic set. It doesn't come with these poker chips, those are my own. However, there is a deluxe version that comes with high quality ceramic chips along with everything else you need to play, including a dealer button and a case to store everything. Now, because you may want to use some of these components, especially those chips, in your non-panda poker games, the deluxe set is going to include a regular deck of playing cards because the deck that you use to play Pandante is unique. It has 6 suits, numbered 1 to 10, and a single joker card. The game is for 2 to 6 players, and we're going to demonstrate a 2-player round. Each player is going to have their own player board, a challenge card, and we'll start with 50 gold. Now, if you don't have gold lying around, poker chips work just fine. So I've got everything that I need here to play, except for an opponent. So just give me 1 second, I'm going to fix that. All right, we've been joined by
Luke Smith.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Excellent. I have the dealer button. I am the dealer, and I'm going to start by giving every player 2 cards. Now, we can look at these right away. But the first thing we have to do is each of us ante 1 gold into the pot. And then as the dealer, I'm going to create the splash by putting 3 cards face up. Now over the course of the game, more cards will get added to the splash. And what we're really trying to do is look at the cards in our hand, and then also we can, each of us, pretend that any of the cards in the splash are part of our hand as well. And we're trying to create the best 5-card combination. Now we're in the betting round. Luke, you have to bet exactly 2 coins by placing them anywhere on your player board, claiming to have a particular Pandante poker hand. At the top of the player board are the 10 different Pandante hands you can claim to have, and each one of them has a unique value assigned to it. Claiming a higher valued hand does give you some benefits during the gameplay, but you do have to be careful because you can never claim a lower hand later. So if you're lying, you'd better be prepared to convince everyone else that you're actually holding the hand you claim you are. Or hope to get the cards you claim to have before the gambit is over. So what are you claiming to have, Luke?
4 of a kind.
Okay, that's pretty ambitious. Now I need to bet my 2 gold as well, and I do that on my own player board. I'm not feeling quite as confident as you yet, Luke, so I'm going to claim a floosh, not a flush. A floosh, and if you were a panda, you would know that a floosh is 4 cards of the same color. So there's my 2 gold there. And although the gold we bet goes on our player boards, it's all considered part of the final pot that we're trying to win for this gambit. Now we all know what pandas like.
Snacks.
That's right. So this is the snack step. This is an opportunity for the player who claimed the highest valued hand to draw a card, add it to their hand, and then discard a card. Now when you discard, you're going to place it face down so nobody knows what you were getting rid of. Luke, would you like to have a snack?
I sure would.
Okay, now that's kind of interesting because when he said he was going for 4 of a kind, I made the assumption he might have had a pair that matched up with one of the numbers here. But he's drawn a card, so maybe his hand isn't so good, or maybe he's trying to throw me off the scent. I don't know. But here's the thing. If anyone else at the table wants to have a snack, and I certainly do, I'm going to now have to pay into the pot 2 gold for every step down in value I am compared to the highest valued hand. So let's take a look at the board. We'll see how much I have to pay. I claimed a floosh, which is valued at 5, but Luke claimed 4 of a kind, which is valued at 7. So I'm 2 steps away from the highest claimed hand, and to pay for my snacks, it's 2 gold per step. So I have to pay 4 gold into the pot for my snacks. Hopefully this is going to be a good one. Not too bad, actually. Luke, I hope you have a good hand, because mine just got a lot better. All right, so now we move on to the pause. Here, the dealer flips over another card, adding it to the splash, and now there's another round of betting. And again, you have to bet exactly 2 gold and put it on your player board, either at the same position you're at before or claim a higher hand. If you want, though, you can fold. You can say, I'm done, I don't want to play anymore. But then you're out for the round. And in this game, players don't have the same incentives to fold that they do in a regular game of poker, as you'll see in a moment. So, Luke, are you planning to fold?
Nope.
Me either. So let's take a look at our player boards and see where the bets are going to get placed.
I'm going to stay at 4 of a kind.
I'm not staying. I'm going to improve my hand to a flush.
Now it's time for snacks again.
This is true, but this time, Luke, my snacks are free because I have the highest claimed hand. Luke is just one step down from me, so he has to pay 2 gold. We're each going to draw a card and then decide on one to throw away. Okay, now we move on to the tail. And we start by flipping another card over and adding it so that we have 5 cards in the tail. And then we start another round of betting. Or you can fold if you want. I'm staying in, are you?
I'm staying in.
Okay, let's see what we're going to bet.
I'm staying on 4 of a kind.
Well, I'm staying on flush. Well, this time after betting, no snacking. Instead, we have an opportunity to play abilities. Each suit or color of card has an ability, and they're all identified here right on your player board for easy reference. If you want to use an ability, it's supposed to come from the suits or colors that are in your hand, and you just declare it out loud, either one or both of them. But since no one knows what cards you actually have, you can really claim any ability you want. Now, Luke, are you going to use an ability?
Yep.
Which one?
Green.
Okay, now, if I don't think he actually has green, me and anyone else at the table, we can throw down our challenge cards and say, I don't believe you. Now, if Luke doesn't have a green card, he can just say, listen, fine, I don't have it. He doesn't have to show us any of his cards. He just pays us each 5 gold. If he does have the card, then he has to prove it. And this is how he does it. He puts the challenge card that he has over top of the entire card, just revealing the bottom to show that, yes, in fact, he does have a green card. So we still don't know the value of it. Now, because he actually did have it, all challengers have to pay Luke 5 gold. Now, Luke, you get to activate that ability. So the green ability allows him to draw a card, add it to the cards that he has in his hand. Then pick one of them to discard. After he's done that, of the 2 cards that he has remaining, he actually has to show us one of them. All right, Luke, which one are you going to show us?
I'll show you this one.
All right, you show them too. He's showing us the 6. Now that scares me a little bit because there are 2 6s here. That's a third. He's claiming to have 4 of a kind. If the other card he now has, if he drew a 6, I'm in trouble. All right, now I am also going to claim to have abilities. I am claiming to have 2 orange. Are you going to challenge me?
No.
All right, so whether I have 2 orange or not, he hasn't challenged me. I get to activate those orange abilities. Let's go to the table here. I'll show you how these work. The orange ability allows me to draw a new card and add it to the tail. The only thing is I'm not super happy with this one. So thankfully I had a second orange ability which I'm going to use to draw a new card. Now the new card replaces the old 6th card. This one I'm happier about. Well, I'm happy and I'm not happy. I'm happy because it's orange. That's good. But it's also a 6, which I suspect Luke wants. Now each player has one last chance to place a bet again, but this time you have to upgrade your bet. So if you want, you don't have to place a bet, but if you do want to, it has to be on a higher valued hand. I'm very happy with where I am, so I'm going to stay there. Luke is upgrading his hand to
5 of a kind.
5 of a kind. Well, now the gambit is over. We have to resolve and see who wins. Whoever has the highest valued hand, which is Luke at this point, is now in the hot seat. Anyone else in the gambit who did not fold can now challenge Luke if they want. If we don't challenge Luke, he doesn't have to show us any cards. He just automatically wins. He takes all the gold in the pot and off he goes. However, players can challenge. They can say, no, I don't believe you have what you say you have. At that point, again, Luke doesn't have to show us his cards. He can just say, all right, you got me. I don't actually have it. And he pays each challenger 5 gold. But if we challenge Luke, and he does actually have the hand he says he does, he shows us his cards, he proves it, and then everyone who challenged has to pay him in gold 4 times the number of players. So there's 2 of us. I'd have to pay him 8 gold if I'm wrong. In the 3-player game, each challenger would have to pay 12 gold. It can get pretty pricey. Honestly, I believe you, Luke. I don't think that you're lying to me. I'm not going to challenge you. So at this point, again, Luke doesn't have to show us anything. He just takes all of the gold. Here's the thing, though. If Luke wanted to, he could. He could show us his cards. Why don't you go ahead? This is just a demonstration. Show us the cards. Luke has a 6 and a 5. He did not have 5 of a kind. So he lied. He lied and he tricked me. Oh yeah, that's right. And there's a bonus for that. If you win by tricking people, they don't call you on it, and you did not have the hand that you claimed to have, you get a special bonus. You get to claim one of these 5 Panda Lord cards. These have a little special bonus power you can use later in the game. Well, Luke did win, but if I had challenged you, you would have been forced to fold. And that means the next player with the highest valued hand, they'd be in the hot seat, and then any of the other players could challenge them. And so it would go until either everyone was eliminated or people gave up challenging. So this is why you might not fold even when you have a weak hand. Because as long as you're confident nobody else has the hand they're saying they do, just keep challenging them until they're all eliminated, and then you win with your lowly pair. Well, hopefully this gave you a good sense of how the game works. The winner is the person who ends their gambit with the target value in gold. In a 2-player game, whoever has 80 at the end of the gambit will win. If 2 players have 80 or more, then whoever has the most gold in that situation would win. If you're curious about this Kickstarter, once it goes live, we're going to put a link to it here in the description. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.